The confusing thing about is that I think they should have developed more of the Umbrella story. They should have just made it gives us pieces and pieces and then connected to like Neo Umbrella, where we finally go there and shut down. But for some reason, Resi Game's not doing that. I think if they are gonna do that, I don't think they gonna kill off Leon. I think the only way I can see the series ending and then having an next reboot is only possible if they actually led to that. And if they don't lead to that, then there's no point.
Lead to what? Sorry.
Lead to Chris, Leon, Claire, everyone going to Umbrella and then finally killing off all the heads of Umbrella.
Well, I think what they need to do is they need to find a way where they retcon and people will hate it, but they say that the original Wesker is still alive or something. Because Wesker is the face of.
He could be a clone.
Exactly.
He could be a clone.
Yeah, they need to say. They need to say that Wes. And look, the whole Jake thing. If they were later to have him turn to the dark side, then you could have something like that. But they haven't built up. You're right. They don't have a face to Umbrella. They skipped over the fall of Umbrella. To sort of revitalize, but they literally didn't show us the actual ending of Umbrella. Except for like Umbrella Chronicles or something like this.
And you can also play into the tragic romance. So like you can actually make Ada a full bad guy, and then make Leon kill her.
Yeah, well, okay, so there's a potential ending there where literally, you've got this love story that has to, because I hate it in stories where they have to conjure something up. So have you seen Breaking Bad?
I've seen the first episode and I stopped.
Okay, I'm gonna purposely skirt around this, but the example will work. So this won't be a huge spoiler, but it's still something of a spoiler. But I'll leave out the details. That show built up a story. It developed an antagonist, and eventually that antagonist was dealt with, and then the show continued to run for a while, and it felt like now you've got less time left than what you had before, and now you're having to try to conjure something up, and the new antagonist is not 5% of the old one, and so it could have ended. It could have ended. That's why, to me, after they said Umbrella was beaten, and then they killed Wesker, I was like, the story is done, because then when you like, oh well, it's like another Raccoon City. It's like, yeah, it's because you're just retreading. And then, literally, Resident Evil 7 was them looking at PT, which was Silent Hills. And they were like, oh, I wish we had done that. It was like, we should do this first person, like Silent Hills, like PT. And it's like,
no.
We should like have we should like get into having like some supernatural stuff. Oh, vampires, yeah, we should do all of this. Werewolves, we don't have to have monsters. Now, I like Resident Evil 7. I think it's a really good game. I really enjoyed Resident Evil 8. I don't like the first person view on either of them. I know they made it so you can play Resident Evil 8 third person, and I haven't actually done it yet. I don't know if they ever did that with 7 though. But now 9, it's like they finished that story with Ethan, but kudos to them, they came up with a brand new story. Oh, and here's the other thing, and I'm going to get onto it because it's in the title of today's episode. The story of Resident Evil 7, where it's you're Ethan, and he's like, I forget his woman's name, but he's like, oh, my woman's dead or went missing, and now I'm going to go look for her, is literally exactly the same as Silent Hill 2. Have you played Silent Hill 2? Right. And then,
no, I know of it. Okay. I haven't played it, but I know of it.
Okay, so the movie, I saw it this week, Return to Silent Hill, is almost like watching a gameplay video of Silent Hill 2 the game. Except for they do a bunch of things. Lots of people have really ragged on this, saying this is a bad film. And I kind of agree it is. But the thing I liken it to is the movie Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. Because after all of the Milla Jovovich Resident Evil movies, I was like, well, this doesn't really follow the story of the games at all. When you watch Welcome to
Yep.
Raccoon City, it is basically Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 condensed into a single movie. And I was like, yeah, that wasn't great, but yeah, they really did Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, right? Except for what I realised, and I've said this time and time again on the show, is that, the bits that they do that are taken from Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 are so quick and brushed over that what I'm doing, because I know the game so well, is I'm just filling in the blanks in my mind with what happened in the games. Return to Silent Hills, the movie, does the exact same thing. So when you watch it, you'll be like, there's the most famous scene. If I put in Silent Hill 2, I'm going to come up, I haven't typed this in yet. It's going to show the character James looking into a mirror. Okay? Silent Hill 2. I promise you this is what the images are going to be when I go on to images. And I'm not even going to look. We're just going to see it and it's going to be there. So Silent Hill 2, and there it is. Right? So they've got that shot for shot. They've got so many of these moments from Silent Hill 2, shot for shot. Characters in the same costumes. Pyramid Head. Stuff like this. And there's the remake version. There it is again. The looking in the mirror scene. The famous scene from Silent Hill 2. They've got loads of things from Silent Hill 2, but they don't really give you the context of what's happening or why. So you know that this main guy's met a girlfriend out there, and he has some flashbacks, and now he's returning there. But when he turns up, and the whole town is just he's not even really covered in fog. It just looks like there's white ash everywhere. He isn't going like, what the hell happened? Where is everyone? He's just walking around and accepting it. And it's like, if you've never watched these Silent Hill movies or played the games, you'd just be like, well, why isn't he questioning where everyone is? And look, a radio starts crackling. That must mean there's a monster nearby. Yeah, in the games they explain it, but in this movie they don't. And it was okay if you know the games, but it wasn't for a casual movie audience. Sorry, go ahead.
There's a saying, David. Well, this mainly became of Space Marine 2 came out. So 40K was getting famous during the pandemic and things like that, and it really blew up on YouTube. And then they launched Space Marine 2 is coming out, and then all the normal people who didn't really get into 40K and things like that really wanted to get into 40K and things like that. Space Marine 2 gives you zero context. Space Marine 1 was legit made for like Warhammer fans, and it didn't really give you that much context either, but at least had a normal linear storyline you can follow.
Yeah.
But Space Marine 2 is a direct sequel, and you have no idea what the character drama that's going on in the background if you haven't played Space Marine 1 or even know about like all the intricacies of Warhammer. But what they did was they're like, who cares? They were like, we're vibing. You are a big tank Space Marine. You are on an alien world, and these are the things that you need to do. And you can just follow up your own way from the clues in there. I always admire that, because if you do it well enough, you can get people interested to do their stuff on their own. That's how you actually build a fandom. If it's interesting enough, if you just give the vibe of whatever that you're selling, that vibe alone will attract fans to actually go in and then, explore the whole things. Literally, that's why they say I like that. Again, that's what Resident Evil was for me as well. I didn't start playing the games. The first Resident Evil interaction I had was the animated movie. The Resident Evil D Generation, I think. Well, that was my first interaction with. One? Yeah, that was. Yeah, the airport one. Yeah. That was my introduction to Resident Evil. And I was like, oh, this is cool. This is cool. I can vibe with this. Because like that movie's actually followed a lot of horror, because like Leon is not like kicking ass in most of the scenes. It's mostly like he's trying to figure out, and then you get Claire vibes, which is all horror. And I was like, this is gonna be fun. And that's when I actually started to, seek out the games and things like that.
Wow.
If you sell the vibe enough, you can actually get it. It all depends on how much vibe you have, how much of a good thing that you have that you can actually, pull in people. The MCU literally did it. Not a lot of people were comic book fans, but they got into comic books because MCU was just selling vibes.
Yeah.
They were just selling vibes, and people were like, "Yeah, I can get bought on this."
Oh wow. Now.
Oh no, that's hell vibe, David. Why
It
are
is
you
hell
selling
vibe,
hell?
Okay, sorry, I meant to do this earlier for you, Cap, because I just thought you'd appreciate that. Snapcam is back. Right, so,
Really?
well, kind of. Check this out. I tell you what, though, it's making
Wait, how are you
everything
doing
run
this?
slow.
Is it? How are you doing this? Is
Oh,
it
look at
legit
that. That's cool, 'cause it's
Snapcam
green.
back, or is it?
No, this is genuinely Snapcam.
Is this?
This is 100% real Snapcam made by the Snapchat people. So, 1 second, let's just see.
Yes.
So, all lenses.
Yes.
Hang on. Now, I wanted to use this on Xstreamed the other day, but I could only use it on Google Chrome. So that means I can use. So I didn't mean when I did Slam Jam an hour ago, I didn't mean to still be in hell, but because I'd got it all set up, I didn't have enough time to actually be able to switch any of this off. So you can only use it in your browser, which is a pain. And as you can probably see, it's making things run slow.
So not on Zoom.
Oh, well, you could probably find
So
a
you
way,
can't
but I
do it
haven't
on
found a way
Zoom.
yet. And I don't think everything's there. I don't think it's got everything that it used to. It doesn't seem to have everything that it used to. But I thought I'd share this with you because I know it's like your main love.
I had so much fun. I had so much fun doing improv with Snapcam. You can literally turn yourself into Nicolas Cage and all that.
Okay,
stuff.
so let's see. You used to be able to get like, so obviously I looked for the devil, and you used to be able to get ones with like big horns and stuff like this. I don't think you can get all of these things. So Nick Cage. Okay, let me put in Cage and just see, because is it Nick or Nicholas? No results. So it's a lot more limited than it used to be. So that's a real shame.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Have I just made the whole thing? Oh, no, there you go. But I'm going to switch this off, but I just thought I'd show you that before I forgot.
You are a Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider, also another film that had so much vibes, and the Marvel. I don't know why why do people hate cool stuff? A guy with a skull, burning skull on a motorcycle. That's just freaking cool. Why do you hate cool stuff? Give us more of cool stuff.
You know, I think like times have changed a bit. Like obviously the 80s, things were just like they tried to be. Now things aren't necessarily cool by modern standards, but they were certainly trying to be cool. Where it was like, oh yeah, you know, it's gonna be badass and everyone's gonna have like cool costumes and stuff. And then the 90s, everyone was like, it's a bit more grounded. And then after that, you know, you did have like in the 2000s, you had like Neo and stuff like that. And when you look at the Matrix, everything about that is trying to be, you know, it's cool. It's cool stuff.
Cool, yeah.
But nowadays, we're in an era where it's like, hey, look, if, you know, it's putting too much pressure on people to try to be cool. So we're going to make the people as least cool as possible so that it reflects actual people. And everyone's watching it and there's like, I want to forget what my life is really like.
Yeah.
I didn't come to the movies to see me.
Give me my
I want to
fantasy.
see me. I can look in the mirror.
This is the exact thing they had with the like video games when they started like, oh, we need to look like video game characters look like real people. No, I don't want to look like a real person in a video. I want to look like Leon.
Yeah, exactly. It gives you something to aspire to, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that's also literally the mindset, because I think there are two types of people, I would guess. One, people would say like, look at something and go, damn, I gotta hit the gym. Damn, I gotta try that new hairstyle. And then there are people like, this is so unrealistic. I'll never look like that. I am unhappy. I hate this.
Exactly. Well, I think aim to be the former rather than the latter, because if you look when I grew up, so this is I could just gonna say something about like my era stuff. I'd watch He-Man and Thundercats, and I'd be like, I need to get a sword. I need to save people.
Yes.
Right? And I don't even quite know what it is now. Whereas, like, you watch Doctor Who now, it's like, oh, I need to cry in front of my friends publicly. It's like, what? What? It's like, what? Which one is better? It's like, I want to be like the cool one that saves people. You know, I don't want to just be like, you know, let's debrief. Let's, you know. So let's just take a moment.
Let's deal with the trauma.
Yeah. Oh, just hang on. This may be triggering for some of you. Whereas, like, you know, if it was like the 1980s, it'd be like, look at this head of this beast I've killed, right? You know, it'd be great.
I think there's also, I think that people have lost the art of subtlety, which again more to real life than anything else. To be fair, like we don't have like that much like, oh no, I need to process this. This very rarely real people do that. It's more in subtle ways, more in how we there for each other in terms of like that. But when you look at the old movies, that was kind of the thing. I'm not really sure about movies, but when you look at like animated movies and things like that, there's always like subtle positive things in there. It's not really drawn out. Okay, we're having a therapy session. That's never said in a movie, but they have talks that are very meaningful, and they just step in to do the next thing. But nowadays, it's like, no, we need to have a therapy session. So everybody sit down. We're gonna explain why this is not cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's very anti-fun, and I don't know why it is. I don't know why the constant need to be anti-fun. But I'm not saying that you can't have mature stories.
Oh my god! Okay,
you can have very mature stories.
Right. Let me give you this example then. Have you seen the most recent Ghostbusters movie, Frozen Empire?
No.
Oh my god,
Cat. No.
I've seen it twice, and I would struggle to tell you what it's about. It's really bad. It is really bad. It is really, really bad. There is almost no fun in it at all. There's not really much busting ghosts happening in it either. It's just such a disaster of a film. The previous one, I can't remember, Ghostbusters Afterlife. I was like, yeah, this is, it's returning to the world of Ghostbusters. Oh, you see Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd and Ernie Hudson for like one scene at the end, right? And then this new one, they're in it more, but they get no big introduction. They're just kind of in the background of the story. And then for some reason, did you see Ghostbusters Afterlife? With Paul Rudd in it.
No.
Oh shit. They literally now it was written and directed by the son of Ivan Reitman, who made the old ones. And the idea was that because Egon died in real life, you know Ghostbusters, right? Or am I just talking complete garbage? Do you not know?
Yeah.
Okay,
that I've seen for you, David.
Okay.
I went back and saw that for you, David.
What, Ghostbusters? Right. Well, anyway, so
yes.
Egon died in real life. Harold Ramis died, and so they couldn't have him in it. But they kind of used the fact that he's not in it anymore as the launch point for the story. Because they had that he was still trying to stop ghosts and had the theory that Zool from the first movie is going to return at some point. Zool! Right? But he created this big ghost trap and something went wrong and he got killed. But then you see his family have like inherited... Yeah, do what you need.
Sorry, I had to sneeze and grab a handkerchief.
That's okay, that's okay. But you see that his family have like inherited his home or whatever. And it's got the kid from Stranger Things who plays Mike in it. And then it's got this girl. And she's meant to be like his successor in that she's a genius. And then they meet some other kid who does podcasts. And it's like, okay, so even though it's Ghostbusters, they've heavily lent into Goonies and Stranger Things for what they're doing. And it wasn't necessarily bad. And then they had Paul Rudd in it, who you'd think would be a natural Ghostbuster. But they kind of put him into the position that he gets turned into a demon dog, like the Keymaster and the Gatekeeper did in the original. Yeah, right? And it was all right. It was all right. And then you had cameos by Ernie Hudson, Dan Aykroyd, and Bill Murray at the end. This next one, it just follows up, and now they're all Ghostbusters together. Paul Rudd's a Ghostbuster. The kid from Stranger Things is a Ghostbuster. The girl's a Ghostbuster. But it really focuses on this girl. She wants to experience what it's like to be a ghost, and so she wants to die. And it's really downbeat.
Wait, what? What?
Yeah, she wants to experience because she meets
Wait,
this
what?
ghost. Yeah, I'm kidding you not. I'm kidding you not. Right? She meets this ghost who is one of the only ghosts that looks like a normal person, and she's just like, and it almost feels like they're doing some like weird love story between her and this other girl. But then it turns out this other girl is just trapping her into killing herself so that she can become a ghost. And everything about it wasn't like seeing people like busting ghosts and doing cool stuff. It was just like really sad and miserable. And it had got Paul Rudd, and he was like, hey, I'm trying to be a father to these kids who I'm not their father of. And their mum's really angry at me all the time. Everything about it was just like a sad family drama. And the kid from Stranger Things, you could have cut him out. He had a story with Slimer. And you could have cut out all of those scenes and you wouldn't have even noticed. Like, it was such a misfire. Whereas when you go back to the 1980s and you've got Bill Murray and he's just going up to Sigourney Weaver, or he's doing the thing where he's like electrocuting that guy so he can impress this girl, and it's like, it's cheeky, it's fun, it's just a different mindset. You know, nowadays it's like, I wonder what it'd be like to be dead, and it's just like, this is really sad. Oh look, here comes Dev. This show is going to end in like 15 minutes at the latest, right? But Dev, you are very late. So, how are you, Dev?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I've been better, I'm not going to lie. So, I'm not feeling quite myself at the moment.
That's fair.
Yeah. But anyway.
I would say, David, there's you know that I think the 90s used to make fun of this, where, you know, people say, I think the emo kids in general, we made fun of, where they go like
me.
Oh, I'm so deep. Oh, I want to feel like I'm dead. And we kind of made fun of that for a while. And then I think the 2000 really kind of run with it, making like, oh, let's explore that. Seriously.
What?
Which I would say, I saw Beetlejuice, the sequel.
Yeah.
Which is not bad.
Okay, hang on. Did you just hear?
Which is not.
Catherine O'Hara passed away, who played like she's in Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead. You were saying.
Home Alone mom has gone.
Yeah, Home Alone's mom.
Yeah. So what I was gonna say is that. So in the 80s, right, the kid is obviously struggling with the parents, but it ran off in a funny way. Like, you know, she's genuinely sad by how the kid's perspective, but outwardly the parents like really doesn't give a care, and it's really dark humor and it's funny. But when you look at the new thing, where Jenna Ortega's character, it's like a talk. It's like, oh my god, she's really struggling, you guys. She's really fighting hard to deal with it, and it's not done in like a funny way. It's actually done in a more serious way, where the writer and her mom character, Catherine, again, Home Alone mom, which was again more hilarious in this film, because like her lines and everything are done in a dark humor, funny way. So like, no apologies. I am a shit person, but that's no apologies because I'm interesting and funny. I think that's why characters would tend to be more lovable that way, more than being like, you know, let's have a therapy session. But that vibe does kill the mood. It's better to play it off and then have like more subtle moments that are more meaningful than entirely turn everything into a soap opera.
I agree.
Because soap operas are not fun.
Soap operas are not fun.
I mean, they are in Spain.
Ay caramba! Right, they might be in Spain, but but turning everything losing the element of fun. We were saying that like nowadays, instead of having characters be cool, it's like every character has to be so flawed, and it's just like, and that's okay, because, you know, we're just going to show everyone that you know, it's okay just to be miserable and not have anything to aspire to. And it's like, I'd rather just see something cool so I can forget my miserable life. That's what I want. You know what I mean?
I have a
What
controversial
happened to escapism?
Yes, true.
I have
true.
I have a controversial take about like villains and stuff.
About villains.
Yeah,
Go on.
like especially nowadays, like villains aren't allowed to be unattractive because they don't want to like associate unattractiveness with evil.
Villains
So
aren't allowed to be unattractive. So
no, villains.
But okay, so do they have a thing where it's like heroes aren't allowed to be attractive? Is this what's going on? Because they're kind of meeting in the middle where
Now, heroes are
everyone's...
generally now attractive.
Who
Now,
are?
heroes now, like villains are now generally more attractive now.
Than the heroes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Like Loki and shit. Loki and
And also Hans from Frozen, who was a
Yeah.
hero in the entire movie and then suddenly turns into a villain.
also like yeah, because of that, the people gravitate towards villains, and I was like, why does no one like the heroes anymore? Because A, the villains are more attractive, and B, they're more interesting.
Yeah, and
Because
heroes
every
are
villain
now
has a
whiny
redeemable.
bitches.
Every
Yeah.
villain
And
now
heroes
is
are now
redeemable
whiny
for some reason.
bitches. Yeah, go on, though.
Every villain has to have a redeeming quality. Like, they can't be purely evil. You can't be a dick for the sake of being a dick. There has to be a reason why they're a dick. It can't be like Who Framed Roger Rabbit and the Christopher Lloyd character who was evil. Who was evil for the
the
sake of being
judge.
evil.
There's, well, I would say like if you try like the 2000s, right? You know that Kung Fu Panda, Tai Long, and things like that. They kind of
Yeah.
did like relatively good villains with like good backstories. Like they did provide a reason, but that doesn't take away from their villainy. It just kind of added another layer to it. But then cut back to later on in years, it's all about, you know, it's just, oh, the villains are misunderstood.
Like,
And some of them are twist villains that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tai Lung, have you not heard the rumor of he is actually the Dragon Warrior?
Yeah, I've seen that. Because he survived without a single food and things like that, and
He
was
didn't
still
just
able to
survive, he
fight
got
in good
stronger.
shape.
It's like
Yeah, he got
Wesley,
stronger. He absorbed chi.
It's like Wesley Snipes in Demolition Man, where he goes into prison and comes out learning karate and stuff. And it's like that.
Yeah,
Instead of like getting better, he got stronger in
it
prison.
makes sense. It makes sense because like by all accounts, he was the Dragon Warrior. It's just like Oogway didn't choose him because like he thought, this guy wants it too much. Oogway looked at that and went, I sense so much neediness in all of those skills. Be gone. So Dialogue went, fuck it, I'll try to take it. But I say, David, you said that we're kind of probably over it. I don't see that. I think we're always getting the wrong lessons from the law of the wrong periods. Because, like, I always, right now, they suddenly say, like, okay, so we just need to, like, with Disney remakes in general, right? Snow White was a horrible fuck up. But then Lilo and Stitch was a hit, and they didn't even try hard in Lilo and Stitch. They didn't try. They just casted pretty people, and then it's a CGI Stitch, so they don't have to worry about that. It made $1 billion.
Yeah.
What
They
people
took
want
the long
is-
lesson.
Again, and even that flaws of rewriting it. All people want from the live action remakes is one-to-one story for story remake.
Oh my
Humans,
god! Actually,
that's it.
hang on, guys. So I've got an example of this. I saw the West End show on stage of Hercules within the last week.
Yep.
And have you seen?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Oh my god! It is like it is the lowest budget Disney stage adaptation I've ever seen. Now, I'm not saying it wasn't fun,
Wow.
and the performers were good, but I kid you not, there was one of the ensemble who at the beginning he's standing there like this, and he is built like the Incredible Hulk, and then they bring on this little guy that was Hercules, and I'm not saying that he wasn't in shape, but he was. I was like, that doesn't look like Hercules, right? He was really small, and then Hades. So they didn't have Hades in a like grey blue sort of look with his hair being a flame. He was just like a white guy with blonde hair. And I was like, oh, this is a bit weird. Why wouldn't they try to make him look like it? And he's got those two ghosts. They were just like Abbott and Costello. Yeah. They were just like two little short guys. And they were literally just people. They were just people. And he had no Pegasus in it. Like, and then when they had someone dressed up as like a Cyclops, but it was, like, Hercules, where are you? Come out and face me. And they've got these giants. They're not in it. And instead, what you do have is you have this guy in a Cyclops costume who is literally, just because of the head, it is just like when you get Mr. Blobby, if you know the reference. It is just a man in a costume. Yep. And then you get another guy who looks like a giant rat. And I kid you not, it was absolutely one of those costumes that when people dress up as T-Rexes and they'd added some fur to it, but when you looked at the back legs, it still got the T-Rex scales, and it was like showing Hercules do his feats of strength. They had one. Oh, and the biggest thing of all, Phil.
Hydra.
Phil. Oh, I'll tell you about the Hydra. Phil was just a cool dude. He wasn't short. He seemed legitimate. He was just like a cool dude that ran a bar. He didn't like have little goat legs or a pig face. He wasn't shaped like Danny DeVito.
He was a centaur.
He wasn't whatever the hell Danny DeVito was. He was just, I'll bring up some photos. He was just a cool dude. They took all of like the mythical kind of characters out. And when Hercules speaks to his parents and their statues that come alive, they've got these they've got these tall statues. And then the way they light them is that if they don't light them, they look like they're made of stone. But when they light them from within, you can see that their actors stood inside. But the heads up of the statue were here, and then the head of the actor was down there. Everything just felt like they were like, oh, what can we do? But we've just halved the budget, right? And the Hydras, one came up, Meg was trapped, and a Hydra came up with a long neck. And when Hercules cut it, two guys just ran out holding Hydra heads, and their bodies just weren't attached to anything. Like, it wasn't bad. I enjoyed it, but everything felt like a pantomime, basically. It didn't feel like big budget Disney. And the thing I said during the interval is like you get on Lion King on stage, when you see Mufasa's face in the clouds, you get loads of people come out with bits of the face on sticks, and then they all work together to make this ginormous 10-15 foot tall puppet. At the end, instead of the giants coming to fight Zeus, they have a big version of Hades, but literally it is just the hands, just his head and his shoulders with no torso. And if you know the reference, it'll look like Andros from Star Fox, where it is just a head and hands fighting you in the middle of space. But anyway, Hercules West End. Hercules. Oh, I'll put West End.
Was it Disney sponsored?
Sorry?
Go on.
Was it sponsored by Disney?
Yeah, it was Disney. So hang on, look, I'll show you it here. So this is the guy who's, and I don't want to rag on him. Look, he's not in shape, but he is like really small compared to some of the ensemble. He did not look like Hercules at all. And let's see if they've got some of the, if it shows you the ensemble here, because I think this isn't from the West End version. Oh, he's heading to the West End. But the guy they'd got playing Hercules just didn't look like Hercules. The guy that was playing Phil didn't. Let's see if I can find the West End show. Let me go onto the actual website for it. Yeah, he just didn't look like him at all. So anyway, whilst I find this, we're gonna have to wrap things up in a minute, guys. But anything else from you guys before?
Wonder Man is weird.
Oh shit, I haven't seen it. Is it okay? But I was going to ask you, is it any good? But I'm guessing it's weird.
It's good but weird.
It's sick.
And Marvel's like not promoting it at all.
Why is okay? So maybe it's because it's weird. What makes
The
it
only
weird?
promotion I've seen for it, it's meta. It's really, really meta, but like not in a Deadpool or a She-Hulk way. It's a show within a show within a show.
A show within a show.
Yeah. It's about this director making a movie about his hero, when the actual hero also exists to the side.
Oh,
And that's why they acted for Mandarins in it.
that's weird.
It's,
Oh, what Trevor
and the-
Slattery?
yeah, Travis Slattery.
Wow.
He's an actor in it. And the president from Superman is the director for Wonder Man. Like in the universe.
That's weird.
And some of the, like, one of the characters will be in Brand New Day, the new Spider-Man.
Huh.
And I just realized, like, in 2 months or 3 months, we're getting the new Mario
What, the
in
movie?
April. Yeah, it comes out in April.
Wow. Okay, well, that should probably be good. I expect Super Mario Galaxy movie to be good. I really enjoyed the first one. I only saw it the one time.
Yeah.
And-
They're taking elements from Yoshi's Island and Yoshi.
I just can't get over.
Go on, Cap.
I just can't get over Chris Pratt. I just can't get over Chris Pratt's voice acting. I'm sorry.
No, I
I hate him. I hate him.
Yeah. It's weird.
I mean,
with Chris
I
Pratt.
didn't used to hate him, but
Exactly.
I didn't used to hate him, but when he became the Pedro Pascal of the animated movies, I started hating him.
Okay, what is this phenomenon that you get nowadays, where Pedro Pascal, everyone's like, "Oh, this dude, he's so cool," and then people are like, "Nah." Taika Waititi, people are like, "Oh my god, his movies," and they're like, "Nah." And Chris Pratt, he's falling into that same area as well.
Because people saw Taika Waititi's first attempt, which was for what's the one before Love of Thunder?
Ragnarok.
Yeah, they stole for Ragnarok. I said, "Oh my god, that was good. Taika should do every single Marvel movie." And then it turns out that it was like Vince Russo. You need someone there to act like a sounding board to tell him some things are bad, rather than give him complete control and ruin it, like Love and Thunder.
All right.
Same with Chris Pratt. The more control they have, the worse they are.
This
And
is
overexposure as
and
well.
also exposure. Too much exposure is not a good thing. If you're going to be like a big star, it's best to appear on the biggest things just for a
And
while and
disappear.
then just disappear. Yeah. If
Like,
you're
Tom Cruise only
constant,
does- for example, Tom Cruise, it's like he's in a Mission Impossible every 5 years, and that's it.
he does occasionally.
And
He
think
does
of
other
Brad
things,
Pitt.
right? Like he did, because like in between Mission Impossibles, he's done like Reacher. He did Top Gun, but like he's not all the time. Whereas Pedro Pascal, it was like he's in The Mandalorian, then he's in The Last of Us. He was in Wonder Woman. Now he's in Fantastic Four, and a lot of those kind of cross over to the same fan base. So it isn't.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so what? You were in Wonder Woman, so you're in DC, and now you're in Fantastic Four, and you're in Star Wars, and you're in this video game adaptation, right? So there's a lot of crossover of like the fan base there.
There's only one person who's managed it, and that's because they spaced it out.
Who's
Chun-Li from Street Fighter.
Chun-Li from Street Fighter.
The original Chun-Li from Street Fighter
that
was in
That actress.
Mulan as Mulan,
Okay.
the animated
Yeah.
Mulan. She was in a live-action Mulan as a cameo. She was in Marvel as Melinda May, and she was in Star
she
Wars
was in
as
Star
Fennec.
Wars.
Who was she in Star Wars?
Fennec.
She was the Boba Fett's henchman,
Yeah.
his wife. I don't know.
That's Chun-Li.
It was weird. It was.
Yeah.
Damn, I
Yeah.
did not know that. Right, that's crazy. Okay, I would have said that she
She
was
was
in
in-
Street
she
Fighter
was in Young
and that
Sheldon,
she's never
too.
acted again. I did not know she was still in anything.
No.
She was in a lot of
Mulan.
things.
She was Mulan.
Okay, well, look, you do get people like I've had a theory for a long time that you kind of, as an actor, if you end up in something big, you need just one more big thing to still have a career. So if you look at Biff from Back to the Future, that's all he's known for. That's it.
No. Fun fact, that is not what he's known for because he's the main character in Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, no, that doesn't. Legends of Tomorrow. That's a CW show. That means nothing, right? Legends
David,
of
there's
Tomorrow exists
Another
purely to bring in nostalgia bait actors who don't have a career anymore. That's all these CW shows
And
are
David.
for.
David,
Yeah.
that's literally true because again, one other big thing, Brendan Routh was in Superman. What was he in next?
Exactly.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Exactly. And it's so. But look, when you look at, it's like, oh, Dean Cain, he was Supergirl's dad or something, and who was her mum? Oh, it was the woman that played Supergirl previously. You know, Dr. Swan, it was Christopher Reeve, and now his assistant was Margot Kidder. It's like all these shows, they just bring back the nostalgia people. You know, but what I was going to say is, so like, you get Sylvester Stallone, he's Rocky, and then he's Rambo, a fool. Now he can do some other things as well. You know, you've got Arnie, he's Conan the Barbarian. Oh, and he's the Terminator. So you always need to get a second thing. But then you get an actor, and it's just like, oh, they're in Doctor Who. And unless they get another big franchise thing, they're just Doctor Who. That's what happens over and over again. You need that second thing. Otherwise, you are stuck with it.
But you can also see it as this one, dude. Like Arnie explored. Arnie actually really
Arnie
explored
did
with his films. Yeah,
The-
he
the-
did not. He did his bread and butter, which is action, whereas being just giving one-liners. But then he also did comedies,
Yeah,
which
he
were
was-
corny at the
Me too.
time, but yeah, and it worked. And Sylvester Stallone tried that, but it did not work for him that well, I believe. Like Arnie.
Well,
No,
he only
it
did
did. You know
Stop
why?
or My Mum Will Shoot.
He is the law. Oh, do you know why he got that job, by the way?
Yeah.
Do you know why he got that job?
Yeah, Schwarzenegger tricked him into it.
Yes.
Which is so fantastic. It's like, there's this great movie I'm going to do. And Stallone's like,
What
I
is
gotta
Bruce
get
Willis'
that.
second movie then?
sorry?
What is Bruce Willis' second movie?
Well, so the interesting thing with Bruce Willis is
Fifth Element?
Fifth Element. So obviously Die Hard,
Pulp Fiction?
Pulp Fiction. He kind of he did like Sixth Sense and Unbreakable. So he's got like, he's not just someone that's got like one. He's got a main character, but he's got loads of recognizable characters. So you know he's kind of got like this career. But when you get someone that's just where one thing just overwhelms everything else, then that's all they are.
Tom Cruise is two. Brad Pitt has multiple. DiCaprio has.
Brad Pitt's got loads because he was like in Seven.
Yeah.
He was in 12 Monkeys. Oh, Bruce Willis was in 12 Monkeys. You know.
Brad Pitt,
okay,
Brad Pitt, when you...
but hang on. Look at Keanu Reeves. He would have. So look at Keanu Reeves. Look at Bill and Ted. So one of them goes on to be Neo and is in Speed and is John Wick. The other one is just the Bill and Ted guy.
He's a Janetti.
Yeah, and then look at Wayne's World. One of them, forever, he is Garth. The other one, he is Shrek, and he is Austin Powers. And so once you've got those two or three things, it just means that he's Mike Myers. Mike Myers, oh yeah, he's Shrek. He's Wayne. He's Austin Powers. The other one is just Garth. He isn't even his real name. There's this phenomenon, and there will be exceptions to this rule. When you get Johnny Depp, then he is Captain Jack Sparrow, but he is also Edward Scissorhands.
Johnny Depp isn't a human. He's a chameleon disguised as a human.
He's also Willy Wonka, you know. So he's got multiple characters.
I do have to ask this question, Depp. Is Johnny Depp really that good of an actor, or does he plays himself in every movie?
No,
He's a really good actor.
No, he doesn't play himself in every movie. He plays British people in every movie. He's always got some variation of an English accent. So have you seen From Hell? Have you seen From
Yes.
Hell?
No.
Oh,
Yep.
that is such a good movie. So it's the Jack the Ripper story. So true story.
Ooh.
They put their own spin on it, and it's based on, I think, a particular narrative about the Jack the Ripper story, and then it may be an adaptation of a particular graphic novel. But he plays the lead detective Abeline, or whatever the character's name is. And so he's in that. He's in Sleepy Hollow with his... I think he's got an English accent in that. He's got his...
Sleepy Hollow was peak. Sleepy Hollow was peak.
Sleepy Hollow's a great movie. One thing that's a
Christopher
shame
Walken
about...
as the Headless Horseman.
I tell you what, the one
Headless
thing that's a
Horseman,
shame about Sleepy Hollow is if they'd made it even 5 years later, it could have still been just as good, but it would probably have just a bit more grit to it. Whereas when you watch it, it does have those same vibes of like The Mummy and that late 90s kind of, it only lasts an hour
That's why
and
it's
a half.
awesome, David.
Yeah,
that's why it's awesome, David.
all of those kind of movies around then, they were like, oh, it lasts an hour and a half. It's not that, it's got some gore in it, but it's kind of just like formulaic for that era.
Yeah, but that was cool. Like Mummies, Van Helsing, and then like
there's some
the
other
Tim
stuff
Burton
from that
stuff.
era. I can't think quite what it is.
That was a vibe. That was a vibe. Like even that's why I'm like rewatching like old stuff. I'm watching Grimm, which was a 2000 series. It has that vibe of like the stuff I really liked when I was a kid because like it is from that era. And I was like, yeah,
Hello.
it got a smaller. It got a smaller version of Brendan Routh. It got the urban fantasy with all the mythical creatures in it. Like it has that vibe.
Speaking of like actors that play the same character or play themselves, as much as I like him, Ryan Reynolds.
Oh my god! Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
He's reaching the saturating point. If he isn't Deadpool, like when he played Detective Pikachu, I was like, this is just PG Deadpool. It's the exact same character. And then was it Free Guy?
Yeah.
And it's like, you're still just coming across the same. And then when he had a cameo in the Fast and Furious movie with The Rock, and it's like, you're playing it still in the exact same way that you speak as Deadpool.
That is because that isn't Ryan Reynolds. That's Deadpool playing Ryan Reynolds.
Well, yeah, maybe. That makes sense
Deadpool's been playing Ryan Reynolds since birth.
Or every other time he tried, that movies probably didn't do so well. So he thought Deadpool does so well, so I'm just gonna be Deadpool on everything.
I do this thing.
Yeah.
You know when you know how I watch every single John Cena movie, right? I watch every single Ryan Reynolds movie as well.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
They're the same character.
Did you watch the one with the? I would say my only differentiation of him I can think of is that that movie that he played with he had schizophrenia where it's like a talking cat and a dog.
No, even then it was him.
That sounds
what
like
I could say.
That sounds
like Deadpool.
Yeah, and what was it? Okay, was he any different in If? He was in If, wasn't he?
Imaginary Friend.
Yeah.
No, it's same.
Oh man.
And he's my favorite actor, and but he is more one note than The Rock is.
One.
Okay, that's interesting. So if Ryan Reynolds is your favorite actor, Dev, Cap, who is yours? But also Dev as well. Who's your favorite actress? Okay, so and I'll come up with who I think mine are.
So genuinely, my favorite actor before Ryan Reynolds would have been Raul Julia. Because of
Addams Family,
everything.
Street Fighter. What else did he ever do?
Yeah, Addams Family, Street Fighter, and I watched a bunch of his stage stuff as well, like his theatre work, because of the documentary, and it's as good as the Street Fighter performance was, you can tell the cancer really like nerfed him. He was so much better when he was healthier.
Do you know what? Like
Bison
was
him at his weakest. If that makes sense.
Okay, Cap, do you have a favourite actor? Like, my favourite actor, I'm probably going to end up saying somewhere between Gene Wilder and Arnold Schwarzenegger because I enjoy their movies.
Ooh. Good. Actually good. Not sure about Arnie, but Gene Wilder's good, but Arnie I can say as a kid star you would
there are
love
definitely, like, if I could only watch Arnie movies again. Like it'd get a bit like be like, oh my god, what have I chosen? But I'd be like, every week in between whatever else I watch, I could put on Twins and Total Recall and Terminators, etc. And I'll be like, I'm gonna have a good time for the next 2 hours. It'll be great, right? Gene Wilder,
Ooh.
there's like 4 or 5 films where I'm like, oh, I really love this performance and stuff. Sorry?
Actually, Cap, go ahead, and then actually I'll say it now.
Yeah, go.
You should make a very interesting point. Your favorite actor is not necessarily the actor whose filmography you would enjoy the most. Which actor would?
True.
Which one?
True.
Actor
I would say
could you watch the entire
in that sense.
of?
Well, then that's what I mean. So that's where I said like I might choose Arnold Schwarzenegger because it'll be like I'm always going to have a good time with his movies. I don't think he's the best actor. I don't even think he's necessarily a good actor, but I'm going to have a good time. you know.
Yeah.
I have the answer. Okay. For me, the first ever Hollywood actor that I saw who's kind of still remained one of my favorites is Will Smith. I started Hollywood movies with Will Smith. Again, he's got very good range. I think he's a very good actor. He also has a good repertoire of movies where I would have a good time and I can also enjoy his performance. The other one I would say is Brendan Fraser, which I will not 100% enjoy all of his performances because he has been in like I did not really enjoy the Canadian movie that he did. Oh my god, that was horrible.
I remember that.
I hated watching that. So the second I would say, third I would say Robin Williams.
That's a good choice. I was going to mention him.
Again, very very good actor and also has a good film repertoire. One recent one I would add is like that we have like I would say like I wish there was Leon. Like one of the actors that I would like to be in a sense like talent and voice wise, I would say Jensen Ackles. Jensen Ackles is really good performance range and also has a very good voice. And that always like, man, I wish I had that.
What's the film that he's in?
He's not in films. He's in series.
Okay. I was going to say I can't think.
He's in like Supernatural and The Boys. And
yeah,
stuff.
I was going to say I can't think of a single film he's in.
Soldier Boy.
Robin Williams is a good choice. Jim Carrey is a good choice. Denzel Washington's probably a good choice.
If we're going through filmographies, I would say personally Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan. Well, Harrison Ford.
Oh yes.
Harrison Ford, you'll get a lot of good movies. Samuel Jackson, you'll get a lot of good movies. So
Sam Jackson's good.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford, you get Indiana Jones and Star Wars. That's pretty much it.
What, The Fugitive? No, you. Oh my god. What is the film? It's in a really good film with shit. What is that movie called? Where it's like it's a horror movie with Harrison Ford.
There's a really weird Samuel L. Jackson movie that I watched myself. I found really hard to watch.
Yeah. What Lies Beneath is a really good movie. Firewall is a really good movie. The one where he lives with the Amish people, Witness, I think it's called, is a really good movie. No, you watch Harrison Ford movies, you're going to be in for a good time. You'd even get Captain America in there, so it's not bad. Sorry, Dev, you were saying.
There was one Samuel L. Jackson movie that you reminded me of. It was really, really, really hard to watch. Where there's a bunch of nuclear bombs across America or like New York or something, and Samuel L. Jackson is hired to torture him to get the location of the bombs.
I don't know that movie.
It was a really, really well-made movie, and Trinity from Matrix is in that, and it's a really difficult. It's a really good movie, but it's hard to watch.
I've seen clips of it.
Oh, wow.
Ah.
Okay, so
guys,
we're going to have to wrap this in a second, but just very quickly, because we haven't mentioned them at all. Who's your favourite actress?
We didn't say actresses.
Actress.
Yeah. Who's your favourite actress? I genuinely find this a lot harder. Like, I could easily...
Anna Kendrick.
Who?
Anna Kendrick.
Who's she?
So
Rogue?
she was in
Rogue?
Oh, okay.
the main character in Pitch Perfect. Rogue is Anna Paquin.
Rogue?
Anna Kendrick.
Anna Paquin.
Oh, okay, that's different.
Anna Kendrick is.
I vaguely recognise her.
She's in Pitch Perfect, Scott Pilgrim. and a cameo in Twilight.
See, I could easily say someone like Sandra Bullock, because then I'd have Speed, I'd have Bird Box, I'd have Demolition Man. You know, she's done a lot of good movies. I don't know. I
would
find
say
it a lot more difficult with actresses.
I would say in terms of Jennifer Aniston is good.
Yeah, she's a good
Jennifer
choice.
Aniston probably has like a lot of comedy
Horrible
movies that I
Bosses,
really
Weird and
enjoy.
Winners, and all that jazz.
Yeah. If not Jennifer Aniston, the other would be Salma Hayek or Hawk or something
Salma
like that.
Hayek,
Hayek,
yeah.
I think Salma Hayek.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also want to say
Other than
Uma Thurman, I guess.
Uma Thurman's a good actress. Cameron Diaz was back in the day. Like, she was in The Mask. She was in The Song About Mary. I'm trying to think what other movies. Oh, she was obviously in Charlie's Angels.
I'm gonna say one deep cut that nobody would understand,
Go on.
and one a meme one. Cynthia Rothrock.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, she was the most famous white female martial artist who made like 1 billion movies in the 90s.
I tell you what. So, Kurt Russell's a good choice, but his wife, Goldie Hawn, she had so many good movies in the 80s, and then just when it got like after, if you know the movie Death Becomes Her, she did that, and then she almost completely disappeared from films. And
Yeah, because she was busy raising a Century.
Raising Century, yeah. So, but like when you go onto her filmography, there's so many movies. It starts in 1968, and I'm not going to recognise a lot of these, to be honest. But you get to a certain point. Private Benjamin, Death Becomes Her. What else? Overboard is a great movie.
Now that we've done actress and actor,
yeah.
Favorite Nepo baby.
Favorite Nepo baby. Oh, that's difficult.
Ooh.
There's probably some candidates that are famous actors. Because look, okay, check this out. Michael Douglas is a Nepo baby.
Yeah.
Because Kirk Douglas. You know, Spartacus, you know, right? So literally Michael Douglas, it feels like, oh, he's this big movie star. No, and Nick Cage is a Nepo baby, right? Because of his, like, Francis Ford.
Okay, Nick Cage. Nick Cage probably would be my favorite.
And Nick Cage
Nepo
is a
baby
good
in
choice
that
as
case.
well. If you choose Nick Cage, you get the Flash. So.
Yeah, like my favorite Nepo baby is
guys, hang on, sorry, 1 second. Oh no, okay. I suddenly thought, yeah, okay, I need to jump off. We need to begin to wrap it up because there's the Extreme Improv show, which is a guest show, so I'm not in control of when it begins. But if I'm not there, it'd be pretty bad. So let's quickly wrap this up, guys. Dev, where can the people find you?
They find me on TikTok and Twitch on the name F3DAT.
Amazing. Cap.
You can find me on SWAT Deeds, where I do lots of things. There's a Rapunzel sketch you can go check out, and there will be a Warhammer podcast this Wednesday. So stay tuned, and you can also find me here on numerous shows. Okay,
excellent. My name's David Pstansky. You can find me Facebook, Instagram, X, etc. at David Pstansky. Also follow Geek Battle. Now, this says at Geek Battle. On most things, it's at Geek Battle. On a couple of them, it has to be at Geek Battle TV. Just because someone else got there first. Bastards. Right, so, with that, until next time, stay safe. Always stay extremed. And ciao for now. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh, but actually, just before I go,
next time
so follow Geek Battle on Twitter, not Twitter, on TikTok, because I've started sharing out. Oh, actually, it might be on all of the platforms as well, but I've started sharing out all of like my little geek videos, so which will give you some of my interesting theories.
Where we can see David sitting down completely.
No, actually, I'm stood up in every single one of them, but sure. Right.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just leaning on. It's a standing desk. I'm just leaning on it. Right. I'm always sitting on every single one of these shows. Right. Okay. On those ones, I am.